Okay, so this is my second prediction blog for a rap battle event. The first was Battle of the Bay 6, which is taking place, I guess, soon, sometime soon in California for King of the Dot. This prediction blog is for Voicebox battles. Death Before Dishonor is the name of the event, which is taking place in Orlando, Florida, where I currently reside, and I will be in attendance for this event, which is very cool because this is actually a really good card, and honestly, type of card that probably hasn't been seen in this area for a while. Um, this area probably has had cards like it as far as talent before they got put on. Um, but this level of talent at this stage is pretty cool for Orlando. Before I go any farther, I do want to say that I'm going to do my very best to not bring in any of my own um, feelings about the politics of Orlando because as a rapper who's been active in the scene around here in years past, I definitely have some seated opinions about some of the conduct of rappers in the area and just just people in general around in the community hip hop wise. So I will try my very best not to bring any of that into my predictions here for this event. But if it does slip up, just know that I used to co-host an event with Mad Ills of Grind Time notoriety, and yeah, just I'd been active for a while freestyling, which is what I love the most to do as a rapper. I am a freestyle rapper primarily. And yeah, so just I've been involved in battles and in the community for a while and have a lot of opinions about stuff. But I will try not to let that be a major influencer in my opinions here. And honestly, with the level of talent on this card and the diversity of the talent on the card, I don't think that it will brim over too much. So, anyway, let's get into the predictions here. So, first of all, the headlining match. And probably the headliner I guess should be the most anticipated, but this headliner is definitely the most anticipated battle of the card for me is Real Deal versus JC. Now, Real Deal, up until very recently and in a very unfortunate way, had been one of the most consistent rappers in the battle arena as I'd seen. I mean, Real Deal is. I mean, even still, but what I'm talking about is his recent performance on Freestyle Friday, which I mean, I don't know how they're running the competition aspect of it, and I can't speculate too hard on the difficulty of being on point in such a short amount of time if they're doing the turnover like that, if it's like a week or 2 weeks or whatever, if it's like a really short amount of time to do an amazingly classic performance under very scrutinous circumstances. The crowd in that format in Freestyle Friday, as with a lot of URL events and circumstances, are extremely critical, and at least they in the Freestyle Friday will not outright go ape shit and start booing at the drop of a hat. But I mean, even there you can feel the silence when shit is not landing properly. So um, I mean, I'm really not making excuses for Real Deal because he had for so long been so consistent that he was always one that I had turned to as a rapper in the modern format who I felt was consistent in the sense that he did not choke. And I hate to be harping on choking, and I'm sure that if I ever did do another written battle, I would choke and would hate myself for it and would be equally as scrutinous of myself, because my whole point with choking is that it is just not acceptable at this level and this stage of battle rap. Like, we have evolved past the point where choking is acceptable on the main stage. Younger rappers coming up, maybe getting your footing is acceptable when choking is concerned, but as far as the top headlining acts, the guys who are getting paid for this, choking just isn't acceptable. Okay, so that being said on Real Deal, let's go to the other side of the card to JC. Now JC, again, now I'm sure that just by virtue of how JC operates as a battler, I'm sure that I've missed some of his battles, so there might be material that I haven't seen. But what I have seen is JC is an extremely proficient battle rapper. Like like his delivery it doesn't seem threatening at first until you start hearing what he says and how he crafts himself. And once you do, you realize that he almost has like somewhat of a Black Widow effect, in the sense that like you don't even see your death coming from. I mean, people will clown his size and his demeanor and all that stuff. I think it works perfectly in his favor, because when he brings the bars out, it's over. Like, it's just he really is an extremely proficient winner of battles. Like he's not always like he's not all about just being a great contender in the battle. Like the way that he approaches, a great example, really good example, is his battle. I don't even know if it was URL, but I think URL put it on their, at least on their channel or whatever. But him versus Pooh or whatever, Big Pooh. He really broke it down like that, because the way that he snaps in what he does, and in his style, and his like kind of like I will allow you to I will give you enough rope to hang yourself kind of thing. Like he really ended up snapping, and it was quite obvious that he was the better battler after that battle. He was the better battler after that battle was over. So this title card match here between Real Deal and JC versus JC, I think that it is just going to be a really great match to watch back and forth. Like, I think round for round is going to change the overall outcome. Like, I don't think that it's going to be one-sided in any way, no matter who is snapping at what time. Like, I think both of these guys will come with amazingly good material, and it'll be pretty much well interspersed throughout all of their rounds. So I think it's going to be, 3-3, really fucking consistent bars. I'm sure that Real Deal has had time to prepare for this, and like I said, Real Deal in the past has never been one to let the audience down. So I think with the proper preparation, he will be at his top form, hopefully at least. And as far as JC, I'm sure that he will be his own level of preparedness and ready to just pounce. So I think overall it's going to be a great battle. I would say at this point, very tough to call. I think that if Real Deal comes with his like 100% A game, it could be a Real Deal winning it, but it's not at all locked at all. And like, I think that JC has a completely open chance to really make it happen. I think that one thing that's great about these guys is that, well, actually, I'm going to say more great about JC. I know that Real Deal does the comedy aspect and sometimes plays a little bit into the racism. Not at all a problem, honestly. I think he does it I think he does it in a way that works very well for him, and is still accessible enough to not be, just out and out offensive to the point where you don't want to, go with it. But I think that JC actually has a little bit of the upper hand in this regard. That I really am looking forward to seeing the angles he takes, in the sense that his angles aren't really predictable. His wordplay is very succinct. He crafts bars very well. So I think that Real Deal could edge it if it's all Barfest, but JC could easily, and in this sense I do say easily, because I backtracked that sentiment in my last predictions with Dirtbag Dan versus Charlie Clips. Now in this one, I definitely think that it could be an easy win for JC if he chooses if he plays chess with it. If he chooses his moves wisely, Real Deal could be in for a really bad battle. But I think it's going to be at least coming into it. I think neck and neck. With what I've seen before, and even if I break the cardinal rule and forego the Real Deal choking on the biggest fucking stage of them all, that I think plays into it a lot. The man goddamn choking on Freestyle Friday on fucking TV, that's harsh. But if I forego all of that, that all being said, I think it'd be a great matchup. So yeah, I will still, even under the circumstances, give it to Real Deal, unless but okay, not unless I will give it to Real Deal with saying that it's JC's for the taking. How about that? I think that's pretty fair. Okay, so that's that. Next is Madness versus Big Cannon. Another one of, I mean, those two battles right there are both the battles of why I made the time to go to this event. Madness versus Big Cannon. That is a great matchup. I've actually been a Big Cannon fan for a very long time. I think he has an amazing delivery. He's the he'll bring the sermon to you, and I think that is a great angle that even other rappers who have similar kind of deliveries, perhaps maybe they take a little bit out of that kind of like churches in session kind of style. I think that if there are other rappers that go similar, honestly, I guess really I would say that I kind of put Tech Nine in that category for a little while until he sort of started slipping. I think that that Big Cannon, he really embodies that style, and the bars that he spits are equally match up to having a specific style. Because I think a lot of rappers that have a very specific style, it's kind of like you have to pair your bars to that style, or at least exceed past the level of the limitations of having a style. Like, I think there are some rappers that just have a universal type of appeal with their bars flow and like the total package kind of thing. But when you have a very specific style, you have to be conscious of the level of bars that you bring to it, because the style can define you. And I think Big Cannon is a great example of someone who has great bars and a specific style. Okay, so that's Big Cannon. But Madness, I mean, first of all, this is coming from someone who never actually rapped with Madness in the O. So I'm not trying. am not at all dissing Madness. I am a big Madness fan. Obviously a long time fan. I mean, since the Grind Time days, always been a consistent battler that I watch. So yeah, all that being said, Madness, I guess, is somewhat considered the hometown hero in this battle, which is, like I said, a little bit funny to me because I have never known him to be an ozone rapper. Even when I was, I guess the only battle that I saw him do in the O was back at Grizzlemania 2. Long time ago or whatever. So ever since then he's kind of been out and about. But so anyway, Madness though, I mean, honestly, the only real deviation from Madness's kind of signature style of being really comedy influenced with a good punch behind it was the Uno Lavos battle. And I understand completely what he was doing. I know he was he was trying to prove a point, and I think he made that point very well. But overall, I kind of hope that Madness goes back to his more original form of just being like entertaining battle bars. Like that is why I like Madness so much, and have always liked Madness so much, is that he is kind of in that Dirtbag Dan category. What I talked about, Dirtbag Dan versus Charlie Clips, and why I like that battle so much on the Battle of the Bay 6 card, is because there's a level of entertainment / humor / bars / hard shit in that order kind of thing, where I love when shit gets real and battlers get into their shit, like we're going ham bone. but at the same time, I like to be entertained and have a little bit more buoyancy, just kind of a lighter atmosphere and laugh and enjoy myself with battles. And Madness is always a guy who can do that. So I really hope that he comes with that style. That being said, right now, off of the two of them, depending on what they both come to the table with, I will still give it to Big Cannon, though. Not to go against the hometown, but yeah, I will. I will give it to Big Cannon. I've been a Big Cannon fan for a long time. It's gonna be a really cool thing to watch him battle live. So yeah, Big Cannon on that one. Madness, I hope really comes strongly though, and I think it will be very close though. So yeah, and Madness definitely has an angle to get in there if he wants to win that on between the two of them. So I think it's gonna be a great battle. So yeah, Big Cannon on that. But okay, so next is Duchess versus Myverse. Now I've rapped with Myverse many times, and she is a lovely woman and a great rapper. I know Duchess a decent amount too. To be complete, I want to be very honest in these critiques, and I must say that I am not trying to be a derogatory or be blatantly dissing anyone. I'm very I'm very supportive of everyone who battles and tries to do a good job with it. That being said, I think Myverse, off of seeing the other battle that she's done, I think that it would be she could get a little bit more consistent with the delivery and the I guess maybe the confidence of it. Because I always feel that Myverse is and if you listen to her poetry, you understand she's definitely has her introspective side, I would say, as a lot of us do. But she I think that she needs to shed a little bit of that to become more of the battle persona, if that's what she wants. I don't think that's necessarily career-wise what she wants, so it may be not necessary. But as far as taking battles and doing battles goes, I think she probably could be a little bit more of a presence. But that doesn't mean that she won't win the battle. I think Duchess is very consistent with what she does, or at least what I've seen. And I think that'll be a good matchup. I hope that they both snap. And obviously, just from the female battle standpoint, I think it's a great thing. And I think more women should be battling and be getting good with battling. Like get on a good standing with battling to the point where it's not even like a woman versus woman or a woman versus man thing. Like women should just be, at the level of men with battling if they want to be. So. That's there. I will give the battle to Duchess at this point. Again, Myverse, I love you, but show me is all I'll say. Show me. So that being said, okay, jumping over to a related battle and another battle that I am extremely highly anticipating on the card. Johnny Storm versus Cadillac Ron. Now, Johnny Storm is my dude for real, and we are very, very tight. And Cadillac Ron and I have a little bit of history, but all love, no, whatever. I'm a positive cat, so Cadillac Ron is a battler that I've been a fan of for a very long time, and honestly, also his music actually kind of was one of the earlier battlers that struck me. The fucking track that was the intro to his grind time battles was my ringtone for a while because it shit just knocked, man. I can't lie. I know what I like, and that shit was all right. Now Johnny Storm, also a long-time person that I was following even before we rapped together, and then even before we were in the same city or whatever. Like I knew who Johnny Storm was, and hell yeah, fucking battler for real, and someone who reps hard and does his fucking shit. And from where I come from, goddamn freestyle for real, a fucking freestyler of the top quality. So always shouts to that man. And in fact, I'm probably gonna have to meet up with him to get the tickets to this event in a couple of days. So if you hear this before that, then high five me or whatever, motherfucker. But anyway, so as far as the battle goes, that is going to be a great match. Now, Cadillac Ron has this odd ability to be fucking, strung out on ridiculous, all sorts of, mind altering drugs and still maintain great performances. So I don't know what level of sobriety he's at right now, but if he comes to the O and he's sober and starts snapping on Johnny Storm, that could definitely be a good thing. And he's been pretty good in some of the recent stuff that I've seen as far as performances go, bars wise and whatnot. And also, Cadillac Ron gets mad respect for the fact that he will say the things that other rappers will not say, as far as taboo subjects go. So, I mean, he definitely is fearless as a rapper, a battle rapper, and I respect that definitely. And I hope that, if he has anything to say like that, that he does still bring that level with it. I don't know if he will have anything to say like that against Johnny Storm because there's really I don't know. I think he might have already overplayed that hand, but it's still an angle that he can take. Now that all being said, Johnny Storm will definitely win this battle. I mean, just often knowing Johnny the way that he can crafts his bars, I mean, I guess everybody has to, always go back to the Uno battle, which I think was a unfortunate fluke, but still is nonetheless ever a present scar on the record card. So I mean, barring like an Uno Lavos, style meltdown, I think that Johnny will take the battle pretty well. I think it will. I mean, Cadillac Ron will snap, and that's going to be great, and that's why I'm very much looking forward to the battle. But yeah, no, I think Johnny Storm will definitely take that battle, especially since he's putting on for the hometown and throwing the event. So I think he kind of needs to come with a good performance for all that. So that's that battle. Okay, next one is Mosh Gelton versus DC Smitty. Now, Mosh Gelton is kind of like sort of a hometown hero in a way. I mean, he definitely is of the hometown guys, a freestyler that I respect greatly. Have rapped at a number of events now where he's been rapping as well. Don't know if he was conscious enough to know that I was rapping there with him or process when I was rapping, but he definitely was around and is a solid freestyle rapper. DC Smitty. I again, no hate to the locals or anybody in these events. I don't honestly remember seeing any of your battles, so yeah, Mosh is getting that one just off of name recognition and the fact that I've seen him snap hardcore before and have ciphered with him and been definitely down with the shit he spits. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, Mosh Delton. Okay, so next battle is another one that I'm looking forward to. It's Val Kilmer versus Farnham. Farnham is a rapper who used to be Lil Farnham, and you might remember him from his battle with Roosevelt, who used to be something else as well. But I know him as Roosevelt, and that battle actually a long time ago in the grind time days, back when these dudes were fucking thumbsuckers, was a fucking snap fest for real, and actually really solidified the fact that both of those dudes had fucking bars, man. Like their shit was like and I guess it also helped that there was a lot of a personal vendetta going on with that one, but yeah, no, they were both snapping, and so I've known Farnham for a while. So flash forward to whatever event we were at where we battled, and you can look up our freestyle 2-on-2 with me, RC Sniper, shout out to RC, and him and No Emotion Gold Mask, and that battle was fun and interesting. But yeah, so anyway, me and Farnham have history, and Farnham, if you do hear this, shout outs to Farnham and his battle event in Tampa. I definitely hope to be fucking with Tampa a lot more in the coming months and years. Yeah, no, I will definitely try to make it out to the next one. But anyway, so yeah, Farnham versus Val Kilmer. Yeah, Farnham has bars for real, and I honestly really hope that Farnham brings more freestyle to his battles because of what I've seen in Farnham's freestyle abilities. Like he is the type of freestyler that can take an average aspect of an opponent and make it into a hot bar as far as freestyle goes. So I definitely your shoes can be a fucking target for and a weapon that Farnham will use. So I think that's definitely a good aspect of his abilities there. As far as Val Kilmer goes, I've definitely seen a couple of his other voice box battles, and he snaps. He definitely has his shit going. I will give the battle to Farnham. Not even any which way about it being locals or whatever, but just for the fact that Farnham has honestly been consistent for a number of years, and I think that he grinds with his bars. Like that's just what it comes down to. Falconer grinds too, but yeah, I still think Farnham will edge that one. Okay, so that's that battle. So BC versus Craig Lamar. Now BC I've seen a couple of times locally and on YouTube and stuff like that. And also a pretty consistent battler for the amount of battles that he does. I guess he's not always out there battling all the time, but what I've seen has been good, and I've enjoyed his performances. Craig Lamar, I have seen him, I think, twice live now. Actually, I think that my written battle was an event he battled at, and he's definitely good with the lyrics, but not to automatically lump him into a category or anything, but like he has the Lamar in his name as Kendrick Lamar does, like he has that sort of like laid back ish flow, and I think that BC will be able to overcome that because Craig Lamar's bars are still working their way up to balance out the energy level that he has. So shout out to Craig Lamar, definitely a good rapper, and I think he will come into his own over time a little bit more. But as of right now, I think BC could take that just off of being in it for longer and having a little bit more boisterous nature, a little bit. I don't know. I just think BC will take it. So that's that one. Type Z versus Automatic Ray. I don't honestly really don't know either of these guys. I hate to say that because I'm pretty much up on a lot of on most battle rap, but I know that I've seen. I don't know if Automatic Ray is Glimpse or whatever. There was that battler who rapped in the Georgia division of Grind Time for a while. I don't know if that. I thought his name was Autoglyphs or something like that, but I don't know if that's the same guy. Type Z, I've heard the name. I might have seen a battle, but don't really have a mental reference for it. So honestly, I'm just going to bypass that battle as far as predictions go because I don't really know too much about the backstory there. So sorry on that one. Buffalo Joe versus Cream. Now, Buffalo Joe is a dude that I've seen battle before. Cream is a dude I have not seen battle before. So I mean, I will say that off of what I've seen of Buffalo Joe, he can definitely snap and win a battle. Cream I can't really judge because I literally have never seen a Cream battle before. I don't mean to be disrespectful. I don't know who that guy is. So I have to give it to Buffalo Joe just because I've seen him rap and know that he's decent enough with it. But yeah, I mean, if Cream is some amazing up and comer, then whatever. I'll judge on the day of. Okay, next battle is one that I really don't understand why is so low on the card. Is Spider Murphy and Red Simpkins. Now that's a battle that should have probably been featured. I would say, I mean, at worst after Val Kilmer and Farnham on the card. I mean, I think that should have probably been maybe after Johnny Storm and Cadillac Ron. Like Spider Murphy is this ridiculous cartoon character of a fucking Macho Man Randy Savage with a pink fucking Bugatti stripe up his hair and an open vest and shit. Like, I won't get too much into the events that I've seen Spider Murphy rap at, but I he's a character, and I appreciate him definitely. I guess repping Palm Beach or whatever. Red Simpkins is my dude. We've rapped together a couple times, and we're hanging out over at the Funky Homo Sapien show with my dude ZT. So shouts to Four Parallels. But yeah, no, I mean Red's a fucking spitter for real, and I think honestly one of those type of dudes that, I mean, not necessarily like me for the same reasons, but I think Red kind of just picks his battles and sort of just does his fucking thing and is working on his album and all that kind of shit. So that battle is going to be great. I think that's a super huge clash of styles in the sense that Spider Murphy is like, just one of these sort of bonkers rappers with his sort of like, Jersey Shore Guido thing going on. And Red is a dude who can spaz out in a way that he wants to. I think Red will kind of control how he decides he wants to come at the battle. So I think that's gonna be a great one, and I'll give that to Red Simpkins, depending on how Spider Murphy attacks, his bars and whatnot. But yeah, Red Simpkins on that one. Okay, so Kamo versus Sammy Wild. Seen Kamo before, consistent. Good bars. Never heard of Sammy Wild, so that's another one that I kind of have to go with Kamo just off of having seen him battle before, but I'll judge the day of. Okay, ATM and Mags. ATM versus Mags. That's another battle that should have been way higher up on the card. I really don't know why that's like so low. ATM has been one of the funniest, consistent, sort of freestyle slash written battlers of the battle, the written era. ATM's been doing it since when it was kind of acceptable to blur the lines of freestyle versus written, and people were kind of still like, oh, that was written, like debating over it. Like ATM is a freestyle rapper that I respect greatly. It was to tie it all together, it was a heavy heart that hung over my decision to vote for Farnham over ATM in the very first battle event that I ever went to in the O. Where they battled each other. It was a grind time event or whatever. But as a judge in that battle when I was still fat as shit, I had to vote for Farnham over ATM, and it really hurt my feelings because ATM is a rapper that I respect greatly and honestly super slept on in my opinion. He was talking on Facebook about how KOTD was kind of like trying to get him to fund his own trips. And I mean, I don't know all the internal stuff about how battles are arranged in that way, so I can't really speculate. But one thing I will say is that ATM definitely deserves a shot at a KOTD match, even as an undercard, in the same way that, what's his name? D Mites got fucking trashed. But I digress. But even in that sense of a battle where it's like an opening battle for an event or whatever, ATM definitely deserves a shot because he is extremely consistent and very entertaining. In fact, to tie that all together even more succinctly, I think ATM versus Cracked Lips would be a fucking brilliant battle. There you go, Organic. ATM versus CL. Make that happen. But so okay, all that shit being said about ATM. Mags, another rapper that I've seen a number of times rapping around, and a very consistent rapper as well. It has a pretty proficient style. Can deliver a well thought, like I think that ATM versus Mags is kind of a clash of styles, only in the sense that ATM, as far as I've always seen him, is extremely loose with it, and I think that I think is one of the main reasons why I had to vote against him, is because it was that loose, laid back sort of half freestyle, half spaz shit, whereas Farnham really snapped on it. So that applied to this battle, I think, is the same sort of deal. If ATM comes with the same level of preparedness versus built in, like I'm going to freestyle type of deal, then it might not stand a chance with Mags, because Mags has a very consistent flow about his stuff. So that can go either way. I'll give it to ATM off of entertainment value as of right now, but that could be Mags for the taking. So there you go. That's that one. Rounding the last two here is Lou Cypher versus Prime. Seen Lou a couple of times, assuming that Lou Cypher is the same dude who's rapping as Just Lou. I'm pretty sure it is. That distinction alone means that you need to fucking pick one and make sure that battle promoters have you down at whatever you want to rap as, because I shouldn't be having to confuse you with other rappers. But assuming that it's who I think it is, Lou Cypher is definitely was one that I thought was pretty much on the come up in the O for a little while. I think he's out of Tampa, but still somebody who had potential, and I guess still does. Um, so Prime, I can't remember if I've seen Prime. So again, this is another one where I kind of have to like go towards the one that I know. We'll definitely judge the day of, but so Lucifer on that. And again, this is even the worst one of those. Actually, second to worst compared to the last one, because both of this one and the very last battle on the card are two that I don't know much about. But this is even worse because I should, if Lucifer is just Lou, I should know that. So anyway, all of those elements that I just said being equal, um, whatever. Moving on. Moving on to the last battle on the card is Osiris versus Floyd Wright. Now, I have not heard of either of these guys, and I feel that much even worse saying about this one because Floyd Wright is someone who, seeing that I'm going to the event, added me on Facebook, and I'm not at all trying to make that out to be like I'm some kind of person who is exclusive, and Floyd Wright reached out to me and added me, and now that's where it's at. I'm just saying that now I am at least tacitly Facebook friends with Floyd Wright and Osiris. I don't know who either of these guys are, but I look forward to the battle for that reason alone. How about that? Each of you guys, as with every person that I don't know on this card, impress me. So, okay, all of that being said, that is my prediction for this Voicebox Battles Death Before Dishonor event coming up the 21st of September. I will be there live in the flesh. My back will be hurting because I fucking hate standing for 8 hours at a stretch watching battles without sitting. This shit is fucking unacceptable, and that's why usually I like to watch them on YouTube. All that being said, I think I was pretty good about treatment of the O zone, and yeah, so that's that. So anyway, Death Before Dishonor. I will update you afterwards. Peace.